Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing something a little different. In this video, I'm going to be covering something that I used on my 3,200 mile trip across the Midwest and West and back that worked out really, really well. Now, I have to admit that I didn't do a lot of research in preparing for this purchase, but I'm really glad that I did. And what I'm going to show you today is this. It's a cooler. And more importantly, it's a powered cooler. What makes this cooler really good is that it is relatively inexpensive, it is relatively quiet, and it holds an absolute ton of stuff. Now, there are coolers on the market that are built specifically for Teslas, and from what I found, they basically have two things in common. One is that they're super expensive, and two, I'm not really happy with the amount of volume that is available inside these coolers to hold stuff. So in looking on Amazon, I ended up finding this particular Igloo cooler, and it looked like it might do the job, and it looked like it might do what I needed it to do. So I bought it. And I've actually found that in my Model Y, there are a couple of locations that it worked out really, really well. And for us, while we're traveling, we want to have access to the cooler while we're driving. So we found that the best location for this particular cooler was right behind the passenger seat, and I could actually reach behind while I'm driving and grab something out of it. It also worked relatively well in the center. When I had 4 adults in the car, I had to move the Igloo to the center. It worked out relatively well, and we could still access everything in the cooler. The one problem that we had was the USB-C outlets for charging phones in the back would kind of get in the way of the lid, so you had to unplug before you could actually lift the cooler. And another thing that you're probably wondering is does it fit in the frunk or the trunk? Well, as far as the frunk is concerned, the clear answer is no, it won't fit in the frunk. And it doesn't do you any good up there anyway, because it needs to be plugged into an accessory outlet that's either located in the center armrest console, or in the back of the Tesla Model Y, there's also another 12-volt hookup. So it clearly won't fit in the frunk, and if you want to use the frunk for a cooler, I would just recommend a cheap ice-filled cooler, because you're not going to be getting in there very often. But if you want to actually store it in the back, another place that you can plug it in is in the back, and the question is, will it fit in the lower trunk? And the answer is almost. It will almost completely fit. And we didn't actually want to keep it there. Again, we wanted to access it. And another thing that we did was that we actually stored it on top of one of the folded seats during the drive when we only had 3 passengers. That actually turned out, when you have a lot of luggage, to be kind of a nice place to grab it. And then the space underneath the seat we would use for storing snacks and those kinds of things. So one question you might have is just how big is this cooler? How much stuff can you fit? Well, I put it to the test. I thought, how many water bottles can I get inside this thing? And as you can see from this video, I can get in quite a lot of them. And it really holds a ton and a ton of stuff. And with 3 adults and sometimes 4 adults in the car, we never had a shortage of space. Now, what we did do is we kind of did a 2-stage cooling system for drinks. We used space in the back, the little cubbies to the side to hold extra drinks. And then as we were using them from the cooler, we would put them in. And we actually found that the cooler did a really good job as far as keeping things cold. Another thing that you might be concerned with is the sound or the noise. How loud is this particular cooler? And some power coolers can be quite loud. And I'm going to show you a real quick video clip of just how loud it is while you're in my garage and nothing is running. and you can hear it, and it actually kind of sounds louder than you might want it to be. But I can tell you that when you're at highway speeds and you're on the road, even with the radio off, I could not hear the cooler. The road noise and the wind noise coming in through the Tesla Model Y more than made up for any noise that was coming from the particular cooler. Now, some of you might be wondering, how much power does this particular cooler use and how might that impact my range? So let's take a look at the sticker. Well, according to the sticker, it draws 55 watts of max power. Now, if you were to have that plugged into your car for 1 hour, that would calculate to about 55 watt hours for 1 hour of use. So if you were to plug it in for a 10-hour day, which would be a long day, that would be 550 watt hours for running those 10 hours, or 0.55 kilowatt hours of power needed to run the 10 hours. And the Model Y has a 75 kilowatt hour battery, so the total usage after 10 hours of use is just 0.7% of the battery, which is really quite insignificant. So is this a perfect cooler for the Model Y? No, it's not perfect, but it holds a lot. It was relatively inexpensive. I'll provide a link to the cooler down below if you want to pick up one for yourself. And it really does the job well. It is quite a bit of volume for the size that you get, and it actually works in a couple of places inside the car really, really well. So that's what I wanted to share with you real quick. Hope you liked the video. If you like that video, hit that like button. Even better, hit that subscribe button. About 90% of my viewers are not subscribers, and it would be really great if you subscribe to the channel. And also, if you're looking to pick up a Tesla, don't miss out on those 1,000 free supercharger miles or 1,500 kilometers of supercharger miles by using a referral code. Use any referral code, but if you want to use mine, that would be great. Until next time, we'll see you later.